Thank you, Chamber Choir. And now let's meet our teams. First, for the Hawley Nuggets. Their offensive unit, in numerical order. Number 1, Mark Schauer. Number 2, Zach Levi. Number 7, Noah Nelson. Number 14, Levi Leon. Number 20, Jackson Skank. Number 24, Liam Peterson. Number 54, Dane Hinkle. Number 55, Tristan Lillaby. Number 56, Connor Kosmatka. Number 64, Blake Bigger. And number 66, Blake Donner. Nuggets are coached by Peter Natz, assisted by Aaron Haugen, Tim Peterson, Nick Burcham, Zion Smith, Travis Haugen, David Ames, and Jared Sanger.
All right, good evening, good afternoon, I should say, football fans, and welcome to Chauncey Martin Field here in Pelican Rapids for this playoff Section 8AA semifinal matchup versus the team in white with maroon helmets, the Hawley Nuggets, and the team in all black helmets, black jerseys, black pants, the Pelican Rapids Vikings. As mentioned, this is the section semifinal game here. Both of these teams winning their first round. Hawley was able to beat Warroad on Tuesday night. Pelican Rapids taking care of business against Roseau. So both the teams from the far north are kicked out, and we're getting closer to a now a Section 8 AA matchup as the winner of this game looks forward to a game on Friday, November 1st at the Fargo Dome versus the winner of the Barnesville-Frazee game. They are announcing the starting lineups right now for Pelican Rapids. They already announced the starting lineups for Hawley earlier on the other side. Here in Pelican Rapids, we are no stranger to these Hawley Nuggets, an absolute nail-biter here on Chauncey Martin Field earlier on in the season, where Pelican Rapids won a 3-point game 18-15 in all kinds of star-studded affairs and plays being made. Certainly, the standout players will be the quarterbacks for both of these teams. For the visiting Hawley Nuggets, it will be Noah Nelson, number 7, who they walk out, 6'5" senior, been playing the lights out all year, looking to carry his team towards the Fargo Dome to take on what we are presuming is going to be the Barnesville Trojans, but we will keep you updated on how Frazee fares in that game. And for Pelican Rapids, it's going to be the sophomore Grady Nelson, Grady Larson, excuse me. Too many Norwegian names out here in northern Minnesota. Grady Larson trying to take down the Hawley Nuggets here and carry his team to his first bid at the Fargo Dome. It is going to be Trayvon Benson, number 3, who will kick things away towards the north here in Pelican Rapids. A very, very nice evening here. And by evening, I mean afternoon. Matinee showing, great weather. But Trayvon Benson's going to kick that wide left out of bounds. So Hawley going to start with great field position here. As Hawley continues to huddle up here on this first offensive possession, as mentioned earlier in their games that they have played before, they have a very veteran offensive line. That was a huge standout part of their game plan on the first matchup between the Hawley Nuggets and the Pelican Rapids Vikings. Just to name a few, number 66, Blake Downer. Number 64, Blake Bigger. Number 56, Connor Kosmatka. Also, I'm taking a look here. I know these names. Dane Hinkle, number 54, also here. And lastly, Number 55 on that line will be Tristan Lillaby. That is almost all seniors. 4 seniors with the 1 junior Kosmatka. That is the offensive moving crew for these Hawley Nuggets. As they continue to be in the huddle here, the official in white hat here, the referee, trying to have a conversation with the Hawley huddle. That's exciting. Maybe just words of encouragement, just something to keep in mind as Hawley's going to walk out in almost a full house here. They got I formation, tight pack, and now they're going to go back to what we expected to see, which is shotgun set. Nelson underneath here. Takes a snap. Handoff is to number 24 right away. That is the junior Liam Peterson. A nice little 3-yard gain to start things off here. Fresh painted lines in Pelican Rapids, right from the 35 up to the 38-yard line. The official spots it right there, right hash. This time we have 1 tight end right. 2 tight ends right, 2 receivers left. Nelson, we'll see if they stick to the ground game. Nope, they will pass. Nelson out here to the right side, trying to find Mark Schauer, on the right side, but too tall for him. Incomplete pass is going to bring up 3rd and 7. Vikings defensive backfield has their hands full with some serious offensive weapons, not to mention Zach Liebach, number 2 here. He has made a ton of plays, as well as Mark Schauer, as mentioned. And the main playmaker here in the backfield for these Nuggets is usually Levi Lelm, number 14. They're going to try and find Lelm on a wheel route. He makes the play across midfield down to the 45-yard line. Good-looking shot there on 3rd down when they needed it. Cold-blooded play. That is a 17-yard gain on 3rd and 7. So Hawley into Pelican Rapids territory here. 1st and 10. I think I got all those offensive weapons for Hawley mentioned here. Liebach, Lelm, and Schauer. Also in the game right now, number 20, Jackson Skank, in at a slot receiver, tight end type of role, little flex back. Lelm gets the handoff there. He's met with authority by Trayvon Benson, number 3. Been a defensive standout and captain for these Vikings all year as well. Fresh play by Benson, bringing up 2nd down and 8. Benson coming up from the safety position, as mentioned. Going to be a high-flying affair. The Vikings defensive backs are going to have their hands full. Right now it's Trayvon Benson on the top of your screen as well. Ethan Eisman, number 0. You also have Miguel Torres, McLean Hovland in the defensive backfield for these Vikings. That is a screen pass, tried to be set up for Skank. Overthrown there. Nelson tossed it a little too high. But the Vikings defensive backfield going to have their hands full, as mentioned. Vikings usually work with 4 linebackers, 3 down linemen, and 4 defensive backs. Little 3-4 standard set. Right now on their defensive front, they have Austin Kleinschmidt, Eli Valdivinas, and Willem Pesch. Number 6, Jack Bergquist, puts a hand down, 3-point stance as a defensive end, but so most of the time they do play 2 outside backers, but once in a while that outside linebacker will put a hand down and go on the line. Right there, it was the left side line they were trying to test. Vikings said nothing doing. It's now 4th down and 8 after 2 short runs and an incomplete pass. Hawley's going to be in an interesting position here on the 43-yard line. They are back to punt. This is almost reminiscent of the one time that they faked a punt where Liebach took it back. Let's see what Liebach does here on this one. No funny business this time. It's a nice spiral punt there by Liebach, and it hits McLean Hovland right there, and there's a tie-up. McLean Hovland, wrong place, wrong time. It will be considered a muff, but who got the football? Oh, fortunately for the Vikings, it looks like McLean Hovland did land on it and corralled it. So heads up hands by McLean Hovland. Unfortunate spot to be. Punt hit him in the gut, and he's able to get on the ground and keep it in Viking possession. So Pelican Rapids, no harm, no foul. We'll start things off from their 25-yard line. Larson, 3 receivers. The center, Escobar, looking back for directions. Handoff's going to be to Jack Kapenga. Kapenga is corralled in the backfield. Tackle for a loss there. Going to get credit for that tackle is going to be number 34. Let's make sure we get that right. Maybe it was it could have been number 14, Lelm. Or maybe it was 24, Peterson here, trying to take a look. Yeah, I think it was going to get the linebacker, Peterson, met him in the backfield, as well as defensive lineman Lillaby there for that tackle. Second down play was an incomplete pass towards the right side. So the Vikings, just like that, find themselves at 3rd and 10, deep in their own territory here. Got to try and avoid going 3 and out on their first possession. Trips left. Kapenga now in motion as well. And they try and find, it is Ethan Eisman. Eisman is met short of the line to gain of 8. Bringing up 4th down and 2. Certainly a dangerous place to try and go for it here, deep in your own territory. It's 4th and 2. I imagine they will be looking to punt it away as well. Looks like there was a flag down, which I was going to question about. Illegal shift is going to be called here on the Vikings. So we'll see if they decline the penalty or they choose to accept it. That is what I was interested in seeing. While I was making a call here, I noticed Ethan Eisman it almost looked like he false started, and then he tried to play it off as if he was going in motion, but they already had Jack Kapenga going in motion out to the left as well. So 2 men in motion at the same time, going to be an illegal shift. Brings up 3rd and 15. Hawley chooses to accept it. Instead of it being 4th and 2, it's 3rd and 15, and Channing Russman daggers the Nuggets. They needed 15. They got 18. What a pass from Larson to Russman. First down, Pelican Rapids. Woo, that was a laser from Larson when they needed it. And that goes back to, do you accept or decline the penalty? Would have been 4th down and 8. Or excuse me, 4th down and 2. Now Jack Kapenga gets some steam over here to the left side. Nice little roll by him. 9-yard gain. 2nd down and 1. Up to the 48-yard line. Pelican Rapids threatening to get into Hawley Nugget territory. Once again, Larson out of the pistol. Kapenga right behind him. Eisman now goes in motion to the right. They will hand it off. It is Mark Kapenga this time. And he's met right away by Hawley defensive back. Excuse me, that's Jack Ames, the UND commit, senior, making a tackle there in the backfield. 3rd and 3 now. Certainly feel very familiar with these two teams. That was one of the longest games of my life and any high school game I've ever imagined. It took 2.5 hours for these Vikings to win a game by 3. 3rd down and 3 now. Sweep out to Eisman. Can he get upfield? Yes, he can. He's met by, looks like Peterson drove him out alongside Levi Lelm, but not before he got 5 yards. Just enough to get him across midfield and across the chains. 1st down and 10, Pelican Rapids. But going back to just what a familiar crew this is, Pelican Rapids beating Hawley by 3 in what was a Heart of Lakes Classic game this year. And both these teams, the personnels of these teams, are certainly something that we are all familiar with. Trayvon Benson, nice catch there, gets a 1st down, crosses into the 30-yard line. That's good for 18, as Grady Larson really feeling himself now, finding a little bit of stride here, hitting some men in the hands, getting the chains moving. Ethan Eisman in motion again, back towards the quarterback. They're going to throw again to Eisman. He finds the chains and crosses them down to the 19-yard line. The Vikings into the red zone of Hawley, as Larson's been able to connect a few times in a row on some nice plays. Larson left side trying to find Benson, too strong. Nice coverage there by number 6, Charles Steer. And so the sophomore Steer has quite the assignment there to try and guard Trayvon Benson, but he gets the job done nicely, keeping that out of the end zone. And Larson just a little too strong on the pass as well. Last time these guys played, Larson had a 19 for 36, just over 50% completion percentage, 231 yards, and 2 touchdowns. It was a tough game to get through, tons of pressure. The defensive front for Hawley serves as a tough force. Finding him over the middle there, Eisman catch and first down. Looks like he got to the 7-yard line, which he needed the 8. He got to the 7, 11-yard connection there. Larson, I'm sure, excited to have nicer weather here compared to the playoff game. In his last game, Larson was 12 for 19, 228, and 4 touchdowns, even though it was bad weather. And as I'm talking right now, Larson just has to hand it to Jack Kappinga, who just rolls up the middle untouched into the end zone. First touchdown of the game goes to Pelican Rapids. It's 6-0 here at Chauncey Martin Field. And the Vikings in these past few games have started to trot out the extra point team of Jimmy Salazar holding his McLean Hovland. Number 12, the freshman Salazar, been pretty solid here from field goals. Good weather, good hold. It's blocked, though. And so it will be a failed attempt for a 7th point, as it was blocked by the Hawley Nuggets in the middle. And so that's where we'll stand as the band plays. 6-0, Pelican Rapids with a lead halfway through the first quarter. Stepping back to return this kick here is going to be Lincoln Midthune as well as Liam Peterson. Trayvon Benson will send it away again. A little bit of buzz here in the crowd. Hawley faithful to my right up here in the press box. Pelican faithful to my left. A little bit of a miscommunication between Peterson and Midthune. It's just going to be Peterson falling on top of it here at the 19-yard line. The Pelicans defense goes back to face this formidable Hawley Nuggets offense. Hawley Nuggets before this game here, they're 6-3 on the season if you're counting the regular season. Ended the season 5-3. Only 3 losses this year coming to Perham, Barnesville, and Pelican Rapids. And they did just beat Warroad by 8 last game. So Levi Lell making a couple moves, shakes, jukes Trayvon Benson, and finally taken down by Torres. Not before a gain of about 18 yards. First down, Hawley. Hawley on average scoring 35 points per game and giving up 20. So they're winning most of their games by 2 scores. If you take a look at Pelican Rapids, what their averages are, they're averaging 35 points per game as well, giving up 17. Now, there's been some weird stuff going on with Hawley Pelican Rapids this year with stats. If you're a math nerd like I am, as Lelm is going to get bottled up there by, looks like, Austin Kleinschmidt on a first down carry. Looks like it'll just be 2nd and 10 here. Maybe a gain of 1, make it 2nd and 9. So we were talking about common opponents earlier before when Hawley played. So Hawley played Frazee, won by 35. Pelican played Frazee, won by 38. Hawley played Barnesville, lost by, I believe, 29. Pelican lost by 26. So there's a 3-point difference between those scores. Then Pelican actually plays Hawley, and they win by 3. And now I look at their points per game, and Hawley is just almost identical teams, except for Pelican is giving up 3 fewer points every single game. And when you look at their schedules, they're almost identical. This Section 8 AA, if you look at Pelican Rapids' 7 games, they just played all 7 teams in Section 8 AA. So these teams have been playing almost identical schedules. They look like identical teams, full of talent, both having gunslinging quarterbacks, both wearing the number 7. As let's take a look at what no one else can do on this play here. 1st and 10, Hawley. It's going to be reverse over here, this time to Liebach. Liebach has space out to the right, gets a block from Skank. Falls forward for a gain of about 10. Nice draw up there by the Hawley coaching staff with a little reverse play. So the end around to Liebach is going to go for 10 and another Hawley first down. This is where Hawley's drive fizzled out last time. Let's see if they can continue to keep the clock, keep the wheels turning. It's Nelson on a keeper this time. He takes a couple hits here. It's going to be Jack Kappinga putting a hit on him, dragging him down. Austin Kleinschmidt, second tackle for Kleinschmidt on this drive. Nelson grinds his way across the 40, gets down to the 38. It's a gain of 4, 2nd down and 6, Hawley. They break the huddle, and they have 2 receivers right, 2 tight ends left here. Now it's Lelm in motion here. Looks like it's going to be, fortunately for Pelican Rapids, looked like Lelm was going wide out to the left here. Would have been a one-on-one play with him wide. It's going to be a procedural penalty before the snap, however. So that will make it 2nd and 11 now for Hawley. Watching these 2 teams, when they are clicking on all cylinders offensively, they're just tough offenses to stop. Hawley has been tough to keep down. However, there are a couple times like this, these procedural penalties, when they come up, they can really be a hindrance to a drive. That pass just a tad behind Levi Lelm. Almost snagged it, but falls incomplete. 3rd and 11 now. Big opportunity for Pelican Rapids to force a 4th down and long here if they can make a play. Definitely 4-down territory if Hawley can get a chunk of 5-6 yards at least. That brings up 4th and manageable on the 35. You have to imagine they'd be going for it then. We'll see what happens here on 3rd now. You have Skank right and the tight end as well. On the line, that tight end is Mark Schauer. They're going to dump it off here to number 20. That is Skank. He passes the 40, and he will be marked right just past the 40. Maybe down to the, as Rob Nudell, one of the officials down here, puts it right down on the 40-yard line indeed. So that's just a gain of 3, bringing up 4th and 8. And there is a change in personnel here. Maybe they'll go into a punt formation. The Vikings are not going to be fooled by anything. Looks like they don't even have anyone back to return the kick. And Trayvon Benson kind of sneaks back a little bit, but these Vikings are not willing to give up personnel here. Once again, no funny business. Trayvon Benson calls for the fair catch right at about the 18-yard line, and that's where Pelican Rapids will pick things up. Once again, their 2nd drive of the game here. 1 minute and 39 seconds to go in the 1st quarter. Man, that Vikings offense looked good in the first possession. Grady Larson really found his rhythm, finding his offensive targets. That time it was 2. Benson tipped in the air, picked off by number 6. That's Charles Steer. He's got the 10, the 5. Pick 6. Hawley! Touchdown Nuggets! Knotting things up at 6-6 in a pivotal play. A slant pass over the middle. Trayvon Benson popped out of his arms dangerously in the air, and Steer takes it the distance. We're knotted at 6. Now that gets the Hawley faithful fired up here on the right-hand side of the bleachers. You can see some murmuring, just what the doctor ordered for them after 2 offensive drives came up empty. It was the defense that made a play now, and the extra point is up and good there by number 33. Have to take a look. 33 is not on the program, however, I feel like I remember. Just trying to take a look down there and I'm trying to take a look at the roster that I have to find number 33. It's not on the original roster here. However, I do remember there was a kicker for Hawley in their last game. I have a different program than previously. We'll try and do some recon here to figure out who number 33 is. Any Hawley faithful watching this knows who their kicker is and did a great job there with a good extra point. Toss something in the comments section. Maybe someone will send me a text in here of who that is. But so the Vikings got popped in the mouth there. Instead of having a 6-point lead, they now trail by 1. They're going to do a little onside, cheeky play. And it did slide out of the hands of the front lineman, and it looks like Hawley recovered it. It was Willem Pesch who was on it momentarily, but then it scooted out of his hands. And, yes, that is a recovered onside kick by the Hawley Nuggets. Wow, what a play. It kind of seemed fishy when Hawley brought out a different kicker. It seemed like, well, actually, now that I think about it, Hawley hasn't kicked off yet today. So it is fair. I don't remember number 32. That was Colton Clagus. He had done I don't remember him kicking last time we played Hawley. But what a play there. Onside recovery by the Nuggets. They have all the momentum right now. No one else is going to turn up the field. He'll just get pushed out of bounds by number 9. That is Jack Kappinga. Going to give him a little guidance out of bounds. Not before a gain of 6 yards. 2nd and 4 for the Nuggets. Nelson once again here, 2nd and 4. It's going to be another keeper. He was met originally by Bricker. Haugard ran through him, ran through a couple Vikings tacklers to move the chains down to the 36-yard line. Needed 4, got 6. Nuggets move the chains. You can see the Hawley bench across the way, the coaches' staff trying to get their boys hyped up, keep the momentum rolling for these Nuggets. And you can see all the energy, all the clapping happening from that far side of the field. Nelson will hand off Peterson this time. Peterson jukes through a couple, breaks another tackle, spins out of it. Tough running there from the junior Peterson. About 5. You know, just one of those plays that could have certainly been just a gain of 1. But because of the effort from Peterson, gets a nice 2nd and 5 here for the Nuggets. Couple substitutions there for Hawley. Skank out. Jack Ames in at tight end here on the left side in that little flex back position. Another handoff this time. Peterson once again rolling, and he gets down to, he's still on his feet across the 15, down inside, inside the 20, down to the 18-yard line. That's a gain of 13 yards when they only needed 5. Peterson's tough running right now will induce, looks like, a timeout from, I'm assuming, oh, excuse me, not a timeout. I wasn't even paying attention. That's the end of the first quarter. So after one here, we have Hawley 7, Pelican Rapids 6. We'll be back for the start of the second quarter action. And we're back in business here. The first play from scrimmage of the second quarter is going to end in laundry on the floor here. And it's going to be holding on offense. They're going to tag it on number 66, Blake Downer. And so that is the left tackle here for Hawley, getting notched with a huge penalty, backing up Hawley exactly when Pelican Rapids needed some kind of momentum stopper. The quarter break gave them a little bit of change, and now they have here a offensive penalty, bringing up 1st and 20. Could be an opportunity for the Vikings to stifle these Nuggets. Handoff Lelm once again. He's met in the backfield by Jack Kappinga, filling the hole there. Lelm lying on his back momentarily. He's kind of slow to get up here. But that was a gain of nothing right here at the 17-yard line. It's going to bring up maybe a gain of 1, 2nd and 19. Big spot. Vikings could really use a defensive stop here. Nelson, 2 Nugget backfielders. It's an option play. He gets away from Hovland momentarily, dancing around all kinds of Vikings. And it is going to be Jack Bergquist who finishes that off. That was a little shovel pass to Lincoln Midthune. He had nowhere to go from the start. Huge loss. Back to the 38-yard line. That's a loss of about 10. That'll bring up 3rd and 30. Looks like the Nuggets need to get down to the 8-yard line for a first down. They're sitting here on the 38. So 3rd down and 30. Nuggets have dug themselves quite the hole. They got now an empty backfield. Trips left, 2 men right. Nelson back to pass, experiencing pressure there. He has to get rid of it over here to Lelm. Lelm makes, he cannot make the catch. Trayvon Benson in coverage. It would have been a great catch by Lelm, and it would have only gotten them to the 22. It still would have been a 14 yards they needed to get. So 4th down and a mile now, which will induce a punt, I imagine, here from the Nuggets. When you think about that, maybe that catch there by Lelm could have put them in field goal range for their kicker. I finally got word here, Nico Lamonto. That is the name I felt like I remembered, but he changed his number since the last time we played. Number 33, Nico Lamonto, is going to get credit here for the added point, and that is a punt that almost bounces right on the line. Nice look by Zach Liebach, but it does just dance into the end zone. Enough for a touchback. The Vikings will take over here on the 20-yard line. Larson going to go out to his left here, tries to find Torres. That would have been a nice shoestring catch, but it hits the turf here. Incompletion, 2nd and 10, Vikings. These Vikings, you know, they just have had the one big turnover. Their offense has been working pretty well. 1 drive, 1 score. The second drive turned into an interception, pick 6. Hawley is yet to score offensively. Pelican has the 1 offensive touchdown of Jack Kappinga's run up the middle, but the Vikings are definitely in need of some momentum once again, building some confidence on the offensive side after the turnover. Jack Kappinga finds some space, runs through a hole. Couple Hawley tacklers there. Is going to be Jack Ames, Levi Lelm in the mix as well. That's a gain of about 6 yards. It's going to be 3rd and 4. Fake the handoff up to Trayvon Benson. He got there to the 32-yard line. He needed 4, got 6. Nicely done there. As Pelican, I'm sure it was a design pass, but it almost looked like a run pass option. Larson did a good job really selling that run to Kappinga. Got it to Benson. Nice quick hitter, moves the chains, reset, first down and 10, 32-yard line, and this time it is the left guard with movement. That's Eli Valdivinas backing things up here, 5 yards. It'll be 1st and 15. Now these Vikings, Hawley Vikings, the first game, it seemed like it was going to be a 50-50 affair. It was 3 touchdowns in the first 3 drives. Everything was just rolling offensively. And then there was about 2.5 quarters of standstill until the last couple minutes where the Vikings finally pulled away 18-15. But the thing that stifled these offenses the most in that game was offensive execution, specifically penalties. And so the Vikings trying to keep things together there. They'll just hand off to Jack Kappinga, who was able to get 5 back to the original line of scrimmage. It brings up 2nd down and 10. Eisman in motion here to the left. Fake the handoff to Kappinga. Go out here to the left side. Finding Eisman. Nice catch by number 0. Still with room to run. Across midfield. Dances a little bit. They're going to throw a flag here right where the tackle was made. I wonder if they're going to try and call a holding right next to, I think it was Benson maybe, who is engaging in a block on this far side. We'll see what the call is. This referee does a good job of yelling across the field, also identifying a number when possible. There is quite a bit of discussion here between the side judge and the referee. So here's the call. They're going to say offense number 6, but number 6 is not on the field right now. And so we'll see what it calls here. So the penalty came way down the field right by where it was tackled. So it's a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. The penalty puts them back behind the chains, but they will repeat the down. And so it is 2nd and 2. On a play that was 2nd and 9, it was a gain of about 18. Backs them up 10. Now it's 2nd and 1. Larson out to Benson. Benson drops that football. And Benson frustrated with himself here after feeling like he was going to make that catch. And it was an important one. If he catches that, he definitely is moving the chains for sure. So it's 3rd and 1 now. Pelican Rapids not out of the weeds yet. And I'm sure to try and run to get 1 yard, the Hawley defensive front was the biggest stifling force of the Vikings in that first game. Certainly out-aging the Vikings up front. They got a couple sophomores there on that line right now. Edwin Escobar, one of them, the center. Handoff, Mark Kappinga up the middle. He stuffed by the defensive front. Give credit to number 64, Blake Bigger, making a big play for the Hawley Nuggets. 41-yard line is where the ball is placed. The Vikings need to get to the 42, all of it. So it's a full yard they need to get here. And the Vikings offense stays on the field here. As Coach Beachy is still looking to get a play in. And finally, everyone looks at their wristband with 12 seconds on the play clock. The Vikings got to hurry if they're going to run a play. I wonder if a timeout won't be called here. Yes, Coach Beachy going to whisper in the ear of the side judge on this side. Timeout Vikings. We got 7 minutes and 59 seconds here in the second quarter. Hawley Nuggets 7, Pelican Rapids Vikings 6. Big spot, 4th and 1. Keep you updated on other scores. Barnesville making a statement here in the playoffs. They're up 30-0 with 11 minutes left in the second quarter. So just 13 minutes into that game, Barnesville with 30 points on the Frazee Hornets. They are not holding anything back here in the semifinals. They finally put all their cards out on their sleeves. They must be firing on all cylinders over there to make that game look seemingly out of reach before it even started. Trojans are very likely the team that'll be in the Fargo Dome facing the winner of this game, the Vikings versus Nuggets, in what's already shaping up to be one of those games, wire to wire to the finish. 4th and 1, Larson out of the pistol, Jack Kappinga behind him, Eisman in motion quickly. They're going to take the snap, fake the handoff. They're going to look to Larson is going to throw it deep. Trayvon Benson, no, dropped. It would have been a phenomenal one-handed grab by Benson over on the left side, and he does not make the catch. So the Vikings are turned over on downs in their own territory, and the Hawley Nuggets with a huge stop opportunity for some momentum for the team in white. Not sure if that camera picked up that play here, but Vikings did a little bootleg on the pistol. Larson went out to the left here, or this side to the right side of the field from his perspective, and he opted to go for the deep option as Trayvon Benson had space behind everyone. Larson, admittedly so, did sail that ball a little bit. Trayvon Benson, acrobatic attempt to try and make that snag. It would have been a one-handed spear, but could not make it happen, and this is where we stand. It's now 2nd down and 10, Nuggets. So Vikings defense looking to hold once again. Nelson pulls Lelm over, back to pass, looking both ways. Now he'll go over the middle. Drop picked off here by Channing Russman in the exact same way that Hawley picked off the Vikings. It goes through the hands of an offensive wide receiver. That was Mark Schauer who popped it up in the air, and quick hands by Channing Russman, the senior, making a huge play here, putting the Vikings right back where they were on the 40-yard line. What a turn of events there. All of a sudden, Pelican Rapids right back where they started. Almost feels like they never even were out of offense. They're right back in it. They have to get to midfield to try and move the chains here. Handoff to Mark Kappinga. This time Kappinga with some space. He rolls for 9 up to the 49-yard line behind some nice blocking, except it was Trayvon Benson in the block there. He got landed on here. It looked like the tackle kind of fell in the back of his leg, so he's very ginger here. Looks like he is trying to work out his left ankle. Both of those ankles taped. Late in the season, these guys have gone through a lot. There is Mark Kappinga again on 2nd and 1. Gets stopped in the backfield there. looks like Lelm is going to get credit for that tackle as he comes up hobbling. So we have two standout defensive backs and receivers. You can see them right here on this side of the field. Lelm on the 50, number 14, he's ginger. Number 3, Trayvon Benson was ginger as well, but it is Benson who's going to make the catch there just across midfield. Needed 2, got 3, just a little 3-yard out. As you know how it goes, you feel like you have an injury, but then when you need to make a play, you forget about it all and you just guts up and you look 100% when you're on making that play. If he would have dropped that ball, I have a feeling he would have came up hobbling a little more than he did when he made the catch. He's looking all good now, as usual. Larson snapping here. Channing Russman, it was actually a lateral there. Fortunately, Russman catches that, because if he drops that, that's a live ball. But it is a loss of a couple here, as Hawley was not fooled on the left side. So the Vikings on their first down play lose a few. Now 2nd and 12. Trips right, 2 receivers left. Larson facing pressure right away, steps up, and kind of a wild throw there. Trying to find Kapinga by the sticks, but was running up the pocket and kind of taking pressure. I think made the safe play, kind of just threw it down to the left side where he knew it wouldn't be picked. There were plenty of Hawley defensive backs there in coverage. Larson setting up a screen, Channing Russman. Hawley bid on it. Russman trying to get outside. He does. He breaks a tackle. Now he has a couple Vikings blockers in front of him. Can he go? He cuts upfield to the 20, to the 10. 5, touchdown, Pelican Rapids. What a play. The offensive screen to Channing Russman. Hawley bit. Pelican Rapids hit pay dirt. Touchdown, Pelican Rapids now answering the call. It's 12-7. We'll see if they try and kick the extra point or if now they try and get it up to a 7-point lead. And the offense stays out on the field for one more, trying to get a 2-point conversion this time. Their last touchdown, they tried to kick the extra point. It was blocked. They all look at the wristbands here. Throwing to the right side, trying to find Benson. Benson slipped here, and we hope he gets up okay. He does. Yeah, he was looking to. Ball was high, fluttery behind him. He tried to plant and make a catch, make a jump at it, and his feet just slipped out from underneath him. But the band plays, and that's where we stand right now. 5 minutes and 11 seconds to go in the second quarter. Pelican Rapids 12, Hawley 7. Huge play by Pelican Rapids there. And I was all confused, and finally somebody pointed it out here. The line judge said, why are you trying to mark it on the 35 here? We got to kick off from the 40. So they make that adjustment. As Benson's puts the hand up, leans into it, and another whistle. It looks like the wind knocked that over. Not sure how many times it can fall over before they have to make someone hold it. I'm not sure if that's as much of a written rule as it is. I know in other leagues like the National Football League, if it falls over just one time, they need someone to come in and hold it. This one they're going to try and chip here, so they try and do a little onside tomfoolery of them their own right, but Hawley's all over it. Securing that is number 18, Wyatt Jetvig. So nicely done there by the Nuggets reception team, making sure that they don't do what Pelican Rapids did, which was give up an onside kick recovery. And that one flew a full 18 yards. Looked like it was a little bit too strong if you're thinking about trying to recover the onside. A little bit too strong from Benson to really make anything happen unless it would have bounced off the pads of the Nuggets. This is where Nelson starts. Handoff Peterson. He's running through Eli Valdivinas, but coming up for backup is Ethan Eisman. That's a gain of 4 there from Peterson. Man, the pad level of Liam Peterson, the strength of that man. I know he can drive the golf ball 300 yards, but it's been really impressive to watch him run a couple. I don't actually know if he could drive at 300, to be honest with you. So I don't know. I'm going to get a couple Hawley golfers here just offended by that fact, but Hawley Golf, one of the best teams the best team in the conference perennially. But Liam Peterson been a big part of that over the years as he catches a ball there, takes a hard hit. And so he's slow to get up. You know, it looked like the helmet, as they're going to blow the whistle here for an injured player. Man, more than anything, it looked like he just smacked the turf. The back of his helmet hit really, really hard on the turf here. And so it looks like he's gesturing all kinds of stories here to the training staff and the coaching staff of Hawley. He's getting some water. So he seems like he's in good spirits. And now he just sits up, and I do believe, yes, it looks like, I imagine he'll have to go into some kind of concussion protocol here after that hit. That was certainly or the contact that he took with the back of the helmet on the turf. That's if you went and looked back at that play, I don't think it was any kind of hit like a helmet to helmet or anything from a Vikings player. It was more just with the speed of the play, the back of his helmet smacking the ground enough to jar him a little bit. So I'm sure they'll take a good look at him here, and we hope that he's healthy enough to come back into this game because he is a big part of the Hawley Nuggets offense. So that catch by Peterson did move the chains. It's 1st down and 10 into Pelican Rapids territory, the 47-yard line. Nelson takes a shotgun snap, looks to hand it off to mid-2. Now he keeps himself to the left side. He is chopped out of bounds there by, it looks like Torres gave him some contact. And that's a nice gain from the senior Nelson, a little 7-yarder, maybe gain of 6, we'll say, down to the 41. It's 2nd down and 4. They break the snap. Once again, it is Midthune next to, that's Lincoln Midthune right next to Nelson. They're going to roll out to the right. Taking contact was Nelson. Nice pass over to the right side towards Liebach, but it is incomplete. Nelson was taking heat from Edwin Escobar, and he did hit the deck. So one quarterback pressure and hit there from the Vikings defense, exactly what you need to try and keep Noah Nelson on his off of his spots, out of his comfort zone. Nicely done there, just to maybe alter that pass a little bit, a little high for Liebach. 2 receivers right, also flex back right. Lellman motion out to the left. Pressure right away, but Nelson steps up into it, breaks Channing Russman's tackle, and he will drive forward for what looks like a 1st down. He needed 4, he got 6. Nice play, Noah Nelson. On 3rd down, moves the chains. And the Hawley faithful erupts over here on a big-time spot. moving the chains down to the 35-yard line of Pelican Rapids. Snap, handoff mid-Thune. He's moving to the right side here. Has some space, trying to drive through Channing Russman, but Channing Russman hauls him down. A nice stretched out play is going to be good for about, looks like 3. That'll bring up 2nd and 7 now. A little slow to get up there is mid-Thune now, and he comes off the field. So I wonder, I think mid-Thune will be okay, but that was a tough effort there. I don't think Peterson's back in this game. Standing now beside is going to be Levi Lelm and Jack Ames. So why don't you bring in the D1 commit linebacker to play a little bit of running back? I bet that'll work out just fine. No problems there. It's going to be Nelson who gets the keeper here. Rolls through. Nice movement by the Nugget moving crew. Really moving that line of scrimmage forward down to the 28-yard line. That's a gain of a couple. Brings up 3rd and 3. Hawley needs to get to the 25 for a first down. Certainly 4-down territory no matter how you nix it. So Nelson, hand off to the fullback, Ames. Ames rolls through, still on his feet, still running, down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. First down and then some Nuggets, 1st and goal. Jack Ames, as mentioned, the sturdy, strong senior linebacker who's now playing more running back than he usually does. I know he does probably in that formation, might get a couple fullback handoffs anyway, but certainly a strong force. And if I'm Hawley, they're in the I formation again. Why not hand it off to the man again? May as well. Let's see what they do. They do it. They hand it off to Ames, but this time the Vikings come up big. Edwin Escobar wraps him up. Miguel Torres there to finish him off, and down to the, looks like 8-yard line. Might have been just a gain of 1. Maybe it's at the 7. 1 or 2, so it'll be 2nd down and goal here. In what is a big spot. Hawley here takes the lead with a touchdown before halftime. We have 1 minute to go in the second quarter. Nelson takes it, keeps it himself this time, working to the left. He will be tackled there by Channing Russman and Jack Kappinga. He grinds for a few, down to the 4-yard line. 3rd and 4, 3rd and goal from the 4-yard line. As Hawley really been able to show positive yardage on their running attack. That has to be much due to the Hawley Nuggets moving crew, the 5 men up front, the Blake duo here on the left side, Dane Hinkle, Tristan Lillaby, as well as Connor Kazmatka, all looking to try and move their boys into the end zone here. Nelson, pitch play out to the left. Lelm is going to get the edge and score. Touchdown, Hawley. Nice play call there, getting their speedster Lelm out to the right side, and he's going to score, making it 13-12. Hawley has an opportunity to add on here. They're going to, let's see, they're going to walk out Nico Lamonto one more time here for another extra point opportunity. Holding for him is going to be Mark Schauer. So let's see if Lamonto can stay true. Hit the first one. And Lamonto's kick is good. Sneaks in the right side. Another one that almost looked like it could have been over the right post or out, but it did slip inside. So that is going to be 14-12. Hawley Nuggets with a 2-point advantage thanks to the extra points from Lamonto. And Pelican Rapids not going to have much time to do anything here. 13 seconds to go before halftime. And once again, Colton Klages will set things up at the 40-yard line. Give Klages credit for his first kickoff here. Was a absolute dime of an onside kick. Just went 11 yards right next to Willem Pesch here, number 73. Squirted out of his hands and was recovered by the Nuggets. Was a big moment. Klages this time will line drive one here. Off of Channing Russman. We'll see. He'll try and return it because they got nothing else doing. And he's going to get tackled at the 25 with 4.8 seconds to go. A flag flies anyway. So it's going to back the Vikings up even further. Have to wonder if the Vikings are just going to take a knee here to get themselves into halftime. Pelican Rapids will receive the second half kickoff. And it's going to be an illegal block in the back. Looks like they're going to tag it on number 44, Lucas Verdorn. Doesn't really mean much anyway. Vikings were in a tough spot way back. One play to go here, basically, 4.8 seconds. As mentioned, you just have to expect Grady Larson to take a knee here and send things into halftime down 2. Vikings are bunched up. Nothing surprising here. Larson takes a knee. Whistle sounds. Hawley does not take a timeout, I don't think. And, yep, that will be halftime here. So from Pelican Rapids, Hawley 14, Pelican Rapids 12. There'll be about a 15-minute break here between halves. We here at Channel 2 will join you for second half action.
This is about our future.
A future that starts with us.
A future that starts today.
And we'll do it
together. Together. We realize that in order to make a difference,
we need to embrace our differences.
Because it's our differences
that drives our greatness. We must learn to challenge ourselves,
how we see ourselves,
and the world around us.
We need to push boundaries and move forward with intention.
Encouraging all of us to make a real change in the world.
And in ourselves.
Pelican Rapids isn't just a place. It's a home, a community, and our school isn't just a school, but a gateway to the rest of the world.
Our future is about me.
About you.
About us.
And it all starts here.
A place where we can be part of a team.
Part of a dream.
And given the tools to pursue the unseen.
A place that we all belong.
And we all belong
here.
Today's gonna be a busy one, so make sure to have an extra juice box with me, just in case. Today's gonna be filled with so many fun adventures and new friends. So many new things to learn and new worlds to explore. There'll be reading, writing, math, science, social studies, art, music, library, and Fayed. I mean, it's a lot, but it's cool. We're big kids now. We got this.
I think kindergarten is just this magical place where they come to us and we are teaching them to become leaders, to be curious about the world, to be confident, to be able to go out and explore on their own and be thinkers. I think everybody should have that chance to visit a kindergarten classroom and just see the magic, because really, it's a magical place to be.
I think we got it. Yes! Pelican Rapids, a place we all belong.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
First, an airplane, police, firefighter, football player, a ballerina, a firefighter. I want to be a Ninja Turtle, a doctor.
Whatever you want to be, we're here to help you grow and allow you to be you and have as much fun as we can, learning and growing along the way, every day.
Viking Preschool is a free program located at Viking Elementary in Pelican Rapids, taught by licensed teachers. We offer age-specific classes in which just 4-year-olds are together or just 3-year-olds are together. As they come from their home, the transition into a school environment, routine is so important. We're able to offer that within our school. So this is the start of their time as a Viking.
Pelican Rapids, a place we all belong.
At Pelican Rapids High School, we've worked really hard to expand our offerings to embrace the diverse interests and abilities of our students and give them an opportunity to open the doors to whatever their future may hold. These programs combine classroom learning with hands-on experience, training, and certifications to prepare students for success in various industries and careers. Students learn life skills including sewing, cooking, and interpersonal skills. They explore hands-on skills for careers in manufacturing, engineering, technology, and skilled trades. Practical skills in personal finance, accounting, computer applications, and entrepreneurship are developed in our business department. More recently, we've offered students a fast track to certifications and career experiences with our CNA program, EMT program, our CDL program, and cosmetology courses. These courses have been a result of partnerships with our community, local businesses, and colleges. The goal of our CT department is to help students leave Pelican Rapids ready to lead, ready to serve, and ready to have a great future.
This is about our future.
A future that starts with us.
A future that starts today.
And we'll do it
Together.
Together.
We realize that in order to make a difference,
We need to embrace our differences.
Because it's our differences
that drives our greatness. We must learn to challenge ourselves
how we see ourselves
and the world around us.
We need to push boundaries and move forward with intention.
Encouraging all of us to make a real change in the world.
And in ourselves.
Pelican Rapids isn't just a place. It's a home, a community, and our school isn't just a school, but a gateway to the rest of the world.
Our future is about me.
About you.
About us. And it all starts here.
A place where we can be part of a team.
part of a dream.
And given the tools to pursue the unseen.
A place that we all belong.
And we all belong
here.
Today's gonna be a busy one, so make sure to have an extra juice box with me, just in case. Today's gonna be filled with so many fun adventures and new friends. So many new things to learn and new worlds to explore. There'll be reading, writing, math, science, social studies, art, music, library, and Fayed. I mean, it's a lot, but it's cool. We're big kids now. We got this.
I think kindergarten is just this magical place where they come to us and we are teaching them to become leaders, to be curious about the world, to be confident, to be able to go out and explore on their own and be thinkers. I think everybody should have that chance to visit a kindergarten classroom and just see the magic, because really, it's a magical place to be.
I think we got it. Yes! Pelican Rapids, a place we all belong.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
First an airplane, police, firefighter, football player, a ballerina, a firefighter. I want to be a Ninja Turtle, a doctor.
Whatever you want to be, we're here to help you grow and allow you to be you and have as much fun as we can, learning and growing along the way, every day.
Viking Preschool is a free program located at Viking Elementary in Pelican Rapids, taught by licensed teachers. We offer age-specific classes in which just 4-year-olds are together or just 3-year-olds are together. As they come from their home, the transition into a school environment, routine is so important. We're able to offer that within our school. So this is the start of their time as a Viking.
Pelican Rapids, a place we all belong.
At Pelican Rapids High School, we've worked really hard to expand our offerings to embrace the diverse interests and abilities of our students and give them an opportunity to open the doors to whatever their future may hold. These programs combine classroom learning with hands-on experience, training, and certifications to prepare students for success in various industries and careers. Students learn life skills including sewing, cooking, and interpersonal skills. They explore hands-on skills for careers in manufacturing, engineering, technology, and skilled trades. Practical skills in personal finance, accounting, computer applications, and entrepreneurship are developed in our business department. More recently, we've offered students a fast track to certifications and career experiences with our CNA program, EMT program, our CDL program, and cosmetology courses. These courses have been a result of partnerships with our community, local businesses, and colleges. The goal of our CT department is to help students leave Pelican Rapids ready to lead, ready to serve, and ready to have a great future.
All right, we're back in action here in Pelican Rapids as both teams make their way back onto the field, and they're going to reset the clock to 12 minutes for the third quarter. Pelican Rapids Vikings will receive the second half kickoff. Now, if you're just joining us here in Pelican Rapids, what we have here is 14-12. The Nuggets here have a 2-point advantage. The first score of the game coming the way of Pelican Rapids with a nice run by Jack Kappinga up the middle for 7 yards. In the second drive Pelican Rapids had, they threw it through the hands of Trayvon Benson, intercepted by Steer. It was number 6, Charlie Steer, who took it back 30 yards about for a pick-6 score, making it 7-6 after the extra point by Nico Lamonto. Finishing off there, then it was Channing Russman with a nice screen reception for about 50. He got the Vikings back on top 12-7. But now on the other side of the field, it was a nice pitch play to the pylon touchdown by Levi Lelm, getting Hawley back up front, 14-12 after the extra point once again by Lamonto. So for Hawley, just the extra points have been the game changer for them, giving them the 2-point advantage. But we've gone back and forth now with 4 lead changes. Pelican's been ahead twice, Hawley's been ahead twice, and we'll see if that sequence continues. It's just been back and forth all game. Nothing surprising here. We've talked about Hawley, Pelican, how they're almost carbon copy teams. Really, really formidable opponents here. And I'm sure Hawley, obviously excited to be up 2. And this game is actually fun. So if you've been watching a live stream or something of Barnesville-Frazee, I hope you turned it off by now. There's less than a minute left in the second, so they're about to go to halftime right now. Barnesville's up 44-6. 44-6, Barnesville with a 38-point lead here before halftime over in Barnesville, so nothing really interesting there. We know Barnesville will be going to the Fargo Dome on Friday night. It's just, who are they going to go face? Are they going to face the Pelican Rapids Vikings, or are they going to face the Hawley Nuggets? And these next 24 minutes of football is going to determine that. Couple updates. It is interesting to see. We got number 24, that is Liam Peterson for Hawley. We'll see if he gets any action. He did go down late in the second quarter with an injury, a perceived, in my opinion, looked like it could have been, looked like he was looking at the head and neck area, so you have to wonder if it was maybe a concussion protocol type of situation. So I'm not sure if they cleared him to go or not. He has his helmet on, standing near midfield on the sidelines. So we'll see if the junior running back gets back in this game. Seems like Hawley had next man up after he left. Lincoln Midthune, serviceable back, as well as Levi Lelm getting more touches due to it. And Lelm has definitely been their playmaker on the offensive side when no one else needs to find someone to give the ball to. It's Lelm. Having the only touchdown for the Nuggets is Lelm. Russman has to snatch that out of the air, and he's going to try and return this one. He's bottled up by some Hawley Nuggets, driven back down to the 19-yard line. But I think forward progress will set him up at the 23. A host of Hawley Nuggets, including number 8, that looks to be Elliott Lee, kind of leading the way in that tackle there. Nice special teams play by the Hawley Nuggets, but Pelican Rapids will take over on the 23-yard line. So the Vikings will start. Empty backfield here. 3 receivers left. 2 right. Kapenga and Benson here on the near side. Larson looking that way over the middle of the field, trying to find Benson. He has some space, and through his hands there. Right, that would have been a nice 20, 25, maybe make it 30-yard dagger there. But Benson has stretching out to try and make a nice spear on that. Could not make it happen. Man, that's a play that we've seen from the Vikings all year, which Larson somehow finds Benson in stride, and Benson continues to roll. That one just a little bit overthrown, making Benson try and die for it. Now Larson will zip it out to the left. It caught by Ethan Eisman. He shifts forward, crosses the first down chains, and he will get tackled down at the 40-yard line. Good for 17. First down, Pelican Rapids. That's been a favorite target today, the little slot back, Ethan Eisman. Just a sophomore as well. Grady Larson, Ethan Eisman, going to be 2 names that you will hear a lot if you pay any attention to Pelican Rapids athletics over the next 3 years. 2 sophomore teammates that have close to each other all the way, and now pushing out of bounds there. Lelm pushes Kapenga after he's already out, and there's a flag right next to the field here, and I think there's frustration here between, you can already tell it's going to be holding in the way of Pelican Rapids. Miguel Torres is going to get tagged with it. Little screen play out to Kapenga. Torres initiating a block there on the far side. And so what was a nice little play by Kapenga that would have been a first down is now nullified. Backed up 10 yards, 1st and 20 now. Vikings going to try and dig themselves out of a bit of a hole here. Fake the handoff, roll out to the left. It's Jack Ames all over Grady Larson. Sacked for a loss of about, it's going to be a loss of about 8, make it more 10. Back behind the 20. So the Vikings need to get to midfield for a first down, but here they are on the 19-yard line. So that'll bring up 2nd down and 31. 2nd down and 31. Loss of 11 on that play. And so when it rains, it pours. Bad news for the Vikings gets worse. A penalty made it 1st and 20. Now a sack makes it 3rd and 31. Larson, once again, nowhere to go. He goes down again. Another sack. This time, it looks like it's going to be number 56. Is that Tristan Lil? No, it's Connor Kuzmatka in the backfield. And now we're just running out of ways to count this here. 40 days, 40 nights, 3rd and 40 about. Maybe make it 3rd and 39, as I wonder what the Vikings will do here. Just try and get as much field position as they can so that they don't have to, so they can get some more field position on a punt, for example. Larson's going to get a few up to the 15. So a gain of 4 brings up still 4th and forever. It will be a punt situation for the Vikings in what was certainly a really tough offensive possession for the Vikings. Poor execution on the holding penalty, followed by a sack, and a timeout's going to be called by the Hawley Nuggets, which just seems surprising, to be honest with you, given it was 4th and 40. I don't think there's really anything that could have been done to the Vikings. Maybe they had 12 men on the field or something, but wanted to talk things over, and that's where we stand here with 9 minutes and 19 seconds to go in the first half. Pelican Rapids on their first drive of the half was failure to launch with a big penalty, couple sacks, and it will be now Hawley on offense who will try and continue their momentum. The Nuggets are going to walk back Lincoln Midthune here. It would be quite the punt if Grady Larson could get it back to the first down. And now it is a high snap bounding into the back of the end zone for what is a safety. And so a safety there for Pelican Rapids is going to give Hawley the ball back here. But they're going to get 2 points knotted on their score, 16-12. Now Hawley up by 4 instead of 2. Pretty much the same situation. Pelican Rapids going to be punting away to Hawley from their own, I believe, I'm not sure where they're going to set it. Looks like their own 20-yard line. You can kind of just feel the silence. I think kind of a bit of shock here from the Pelican Rapids faithful on the left-hand side of the bleachers here in what was a very tight game the whole time. That offensive possession was just nothing but failures and now a safety. So Hawley's got all kinds of momentum. Liebach gets at the 45-yard line, moving out to the right-hand side, got some space, will get tackled as he crosses midfield down to about the 44-yard line, and that's where Noah Nelson and the Nuggets will take over up 4, trying to build on their lead. We'll see if Pelican Rapids can navigate the storm right now. A bit of a storm, right? A little bit of storm uncertainty there on their side. A lot of frustration for sure. Liam Peterson, fortunately, here excitingly for the Nuggets, is back in the game and healthy, so we like to see that for anyone involved. It's an 8-yard gain by him down to the 35-yard line. But just going back to the Vikings mentally, trying to get themselves back engaged here. Certainly just a shocking type of start to this second half. And it might be a play like Channing Russman right there, tripping up Peterson for a short gain that will get them going here. Channing Russman, one of those senior leaders, trying to pump some emotion back into the sideline, back into the players on defense to make a stand. A huge defensive stand could be in need here for the Vikings. If the Nuggets go up by 10 or 11, certainly starts to make them feel like they have to come back, whereas now it still is a tight 4-point game. I formation now, Noah Nelson under center, looking to hand it to the tailback. It's going to be Lelm bouncing it to the outside. He will get tackled by Russman and Benson, but not before he gets 9, maybe 10. We'll see where they spot it. And looks like the chains are starting to move. No, they're going to spot it at the 25, so not quite. It's going to be 2nd and about 2 here after a gain of 8. Back to shotgun. Nelson with both Ames and Lelm at his side. He's going to take a keeper here, and he will dump ahead. Mark Kappinga chops him down, but not before a gain of 3. He only needed 2. That'll be 1st down and 10, 22-yard line. I certainly remember in that the Vikings last game against the Nuggets, the Vikings won 18-15, and I certainly remember a ton of incomplete passes from these Nuggets when it seemed like all their running plays went for positive yards. It seemed like when they played physical bully ball, as Lelm bounces out to the left side, falls down to the 13. That's good for about 9. It'll be 2nd and short here for the Nuggets. It seemed like when they got physical and kept it on the ground, they were having positive plays left and right. It was the Nuggets that were shooting themselves in the foot with incompletions, drop balls, maybe penalties, kind of held them back. And so when you think about coaching adjustments, you have to think that maybe Hawley saw that film and looked back and said, hey, why don't we just try and run the ball more? And I'm not sure if that's what they thought. That definitely not trying to speculate on the Hawley coaching staff, but the game plan certainly has been Nelson under center more often than not, more frequently than before. A lot of handoffs to people like Lelm and Ames, strong physical backs, utilizing the offensive front of Hawley, riddled with seniors, against a more undersized junior team. 3rd and short here. Nuggets go right back into, it looks like a quarterback sneak, and they're going to spot him down at about the 12. It should be enough, I believe, to get the 1st down. It was 3rd and 1. I think they got, or they're still talking things through. No, it's going to be 4th down. Wow, they're going to spot it at the 13. He needs the 12, so it's going to be 4th down and about 1 here. We'll see if they go right back to the sneak once again. Big opportunity for the Vikings to make a stand. Once again, I formation, 1 receiver left, 1 receiver right. Nelson hands off to Ames up the middle. He drives down inside the 10, down to the 9-yard line. First and goal, Hawley. Yeah, that's a pretty easy decision right there. Look at number 22. Give it to that guy. Get his head down and get him pushing. He gets 2. They did spot it right at the 10. They do drop the chains on the far side, so it is first and goal right on the 10. Could be a good spot for the Vikings here if they can come up with a good play on first down, making it a tough goal to gain. And a penalty here flies. It's a false start on the Nuggets. And so maybe just what the doctor ordered for the Vikings on first and goal from the 10. A false start backs them up even further, so it's first and 15. The Vikings maybe have an opportunity here to keep them out of the end zone. As the clock continues to wind here in the third quarter, 5 minutes and 20 seconds remain. Nelson out of the shotgun this time. Fake the handoff, back to pass, experiencing pressure. Nice move up in the pocket, and now a touchdown. Noah Nelson showing off the wheels and the awareness and turns a sack into a touchdown, but there are flags on the field. There are flags down first on about the 15, back by the line of scrimmage, as we also have an injury on the far side with Liebach walking away here. That was a far away from the field. It looked like Trayvon Benson. And they called a holding penalty here on number 55. That is Tristan Lillaby. And so wipe the touchdown off the board, put it at now first and goal from the 25. But important development here as way on the far side of the field is Trayvon Benson, who is getting all kinds of attention here from the training staffs as well as the head coaches. And Benson is brought to his feet and helped off, but it looks like he's not putting any weight on that right leg. So based on that kind of a help off the field, you have to imagine Trayvon Benson's day might be done. And so Noah Nelson, once again, from the 25-yard line now has first and goal. He will keep it here on the right side. He'll get dragged down here from behind by Jack Bergquist. A gain of about 4 or 5. Second down and goal. And we're taking a look here back at that play. I was just taking a look at the replay to see Trayvon Benson. It looked like a non-contact injury. He just was cutting to try and keep up with Liebach, and in a non-contact way went down. As they're looking to throw there, Nelson under duress, trying to find Skank over the middle of the field. It's no good. In coverage, Ethan Eisman. But just back to Benson, one final thing. Yeah, tough to see. Non-contact injury over here. Looked like in his right leg. Might be ankle or lower leg injury, maybe a knee. We will try and keep you updated as soon as we know. But really, really disheartening to see for the Vikings, as Benson has been the leading receiver for the Vikings. Really a leader on the defensive end, a captain. Someone you don't want to see out of this game if you're trying to move on to the section finals. 4 minutes, 28 seconds, 3rd down and goal. Nelson has time, still working, pump faking, getting away from all kinds of defenders. Now to the other side of the field, Levi Lelm, touchdown Nuggets. Noah Nelson making all kinds of defensive linemen and rushing linebackers miss. Waiting it out, Levi Lelm finding the open space across the field. Nice dagger play, Nelson to Lelm, touchdown Nuggets, make it 22-12. 10-point lead for Hawley as once again Nico Lamonto comes on to add an extra point. Snap down, good hold, kick is up and good. Lamonto 3 for 3 today, makes it 23-12. All the energy on the east side of the field with the team in white right now as they're up 11. Vikings see their senior captain, Trayvon Benson, sitting on the bench here on the near side, getting a look at his, looks like knee here. When I'm looking at what the movements he is making to try and work things out, it looks like it's the right knee that is experiencing some pain. He's trying to keep some movements here to work things out. And that's a bouncing kind of kick. Now Channing Russman is experiencing some problems. Jack Kappinga is it's going to be a touchback as Kappinga looks like he went down in the end zone. And now it's Channing Russman, the other senior leader here, coming up lame on the field. If you had to write up circumstances that would be the worst case scenario for the Vikings as far as injuries go, it would be Trayvon Benson and Channing Russman both. As fortunately for the Vikings, it looks like it might be, they're elevating his leg here. It looks like it might be some kind of calf cramp for Russman. He's clearly emotional here. Benson and Russman. Both experiencing problems here for the Vikings. And so he's able to come off the field here, and hopefully we're hoping is a cramp, and he might be back in the game. But for the Vikings now, they're short 2 seniors. It's going to be a very young squad here that is going to get some looks. McLean Hovland in for Russman, as well as Bricker Haugrud. McLean Hovland, the junior, Bricker Haugrud, the sophomore, going to come in at tight end and receiver for Russman and Benson, respectively. But I have a feeling Russman trying to get some water in him, trying to work out that cramp. He'll probably be back in soon. Jack Kappinga is going to get the call on the left-hand side. And he is one senior that's still in this game, running with some emotion there. Nice 7-yard gain by number 9, Jack Kappinga, getting it down to 2nd and 3. The Vikings got to make something happen here as the clock is ticking in the 3rd quarter. 3 minutes and 50 seconds and counting. Grady Larson. Once again, handoff Kappinga. This time he's swallowed up by the defensive backs of the defensive front of Hawley, I should say. Jack Ames was in that hole as well to clean up the mess. 3rd down and 3. Ball's at the 27 right now. They need to get to the 30 to get a first down. Larson's got Mark Kappinga beside him now with 4 receivers wide. Fake the handoff through the slant pass to Miguel Torres. He makes a catch. The junior streaks up the field, across the 40 down to the 42. Big step up by number 8, the big athletic wide receiver that can kind of really fill in some of the role of Trayvon Benson, does right there as Torres makes a huge play to move the chains. Vikings wasting no time, no huddle. They go back to pass again. Trying to find Torres, batted in the air momentarily. As fastball throw from Larson, a little wide, and popped in the air. Fortunately for the Vikings, falls to the turf as just an incompletion. And so these Vikings having to play maybe different positions than usual, as Torres, I'm sure, having to take some of the routes that Benson would have been running. And that pass, looking for Eisman, was a little bit overthrown, making it now 3rd and 10. The clock is stopped at 2:45 in the third, 14 minutes left, and it is just 2 scores. But the Vikings really could use something to build some confidence as Bricker Haugert is out. Channing Russman's back in. It's good to see him after getting some water, working out that cramp, back in this football game. But for the Vikings, they really could have something good happen to them right now to make things feel a little bit more manageable. Larson has some time. Almost picked off by Zach Liebach. And that'll bring up 4th and 10. And so it looks like the Vikings offense is staying on the field here. They all look at the wristband. 4th and 10, another big spot here. At the casino table, they're putting it all in on this play. Pedal to the metal here. Back to pass. Larson has all kinds of time. Looking over to his right, picked off by Liam Peterson, but a flag flies right by the tackle here. Looks like it might be roughing the passer here. Did not. There's another flag here that comes in on the. There's another flag that comes in here at the line of scrimmage from the far official. Let's see what the call is. It's going to be a personal foul on number 66, Blake Downer, roughing the passer to move the chains. The second penalty is going to be a sideline warning on the Hawley Nuggets. Sounds like the sideline maybe got a little bit too antsy over here on the far side, so it wasn't a penalty for yardage, it was just a warning. So right now it still is 1st and 10. Vikings now have it across midfield. They were looking to set up the same screen that went for 6 last time. This time Jack Ames was all over it. And so fortunately for the Vikings, Ames is not able to catch that. That might have been a pick 6 by him if he catches that. But instead, the Vikings have 2nd and 10 now. Kind of all kinds of excitement here down here. Hawley faithful not happy with that roughing the passer call. You have Glenn Morkey up here in the press box calling it as Ethan Eisman makes a catch here down inside the 31. Lelm gives him a little extra toss out of bounds. All kinds of excitement here as just to finish that story, Glenn Morkey, the press box man, saying we have a penalty for roughing the passer before the call was even made by the referee. And so then Morkey says, excuse me, there's a flag on the play. He's correcting the record as maybe a little bit too presumptuous of a call by the PA man, Mr. Morkey. It was exciting, kind of fun, made for a little bit of jarring back and forth between some of these fans down here. So always exciting high school sports and the emotions that it can be brought out as the Vikings drive is still alive. It's a pass. Larson back to pass. Now he's flushed out to the left side. He'll keep it momentarily, spinning through a man down across the 20-yard line. First down, Pelican Rapids looks to be. We'll see where the spot is. They're going to put him right at the 20. Yes, move the chains down here into the Hawley Nuggets red zone. And so I am looking at this hit. I had to go back and look at the same live stream you're watching on my phone here to try and look at the hit that extended this drive here. Blake Downer coming through on the left-hand side, and man, he was there pretty much on time. Jack Kappinga runs through down to the 10, might be another first down. Man, he was there. He was there. I don't think it was like he took too many steps, but he came in hot and he came up in the head or neck area. So plenty of controversy there, and you can have anyone say yes or no on that. Some people would say that's just football. Let that roll, because it wasn't like it was late, but it certainly was a high hit in the head or neck area. So we'll just let that be for a while. We'll let the people who aren't calling the game make the decisions on what they think there. But we will continue to watch these Vikings try and get a touchdown out of this drive that should not, or that would not have been extended if not for that huge penalty. 2nd and 4. And the Vikings look content to let this clock whittle down here as 12 seconds remain in the third quarter, make it 9 and counting. Just an extra second on the play clock allowed them to walk into the fourth quarter down 11. Hawley 23, Pelican Rapids 12. Pelican Rapids has its 2nd and goal when we return for fourth quarter action here in Pelican Rapids. The whistle sounds and things are back in action here in Pelican Rapids. If you're just joining us, Hawley's up 23-12. Pelican Rapids and Hawley, it was 14-12. Pelican was up by, Hawley was up by 2 to start that third quarter. Hawley got a safety on Pelican Rapids from a high snap on a punt. And then Hawley got a touchdown score as Nelson found Lelm. Now it's Jack Kappinga who got tackled in a kind of an awkward way, and now he is hobbling a little bit. Those are 3 seniors that have been hobbling around for the Vikings. Trayvon Benson, as he's running back and forth on the sideline trying to get back in this game. Jack Kappinga, now he's out of the game momentarily. Channing Russman was working out a cramp earlier, so these seniors, high mileage on these boys, trying to will their team to the section final. As now it's Mark Kappinga is going to roll through, almost get to the end zone. They're going to mark him just short as his butt went down. The football at about the half-yard line. That'll be 4th down now. 4th down and goal from inside the 1. Wow, Pelican Rapids in a huge spot here. They need this touchdown to make things interesting as the bleachers start to rattle a little bit here. Vikings have been less than effective in short situations. A lot of 2-point conversions this year, unable to be converted. Let's see what they can do here. They're going to throw it. Ethan Eisman, touchdown, Vikings. Gutsy call on the half-yard line. They opt to pass it. Larson goes to his new favorite target, Ethan Eisman, and that's a touchdown. Huge timing for the Vikings now, making it 18-23. They're back to a 1-score game. and the offense stays on the field for a 2-point conversion. Wow, you're a coach on fourth and the half. You definitely are staring down this Hawley defensive front, a little nervous about getting that half yard. And Mark Kappigan now rolls in for a 2-point score, which brings the fans to life on the left side of the bleachers. That 2-point conversion's good, making it just a 3-point game, 23-20, with 11 minutes to go in the football game. Man, these Vikings were down and out for a while there in the third quarter. Have to feel like all the momentum kind of came back to life here, as now it's just a 3-point game. And in a huge spot, 4th and a half, if Hawley gets a stop there, you have to feel like they're in a huge driver's seat. Still in control, Hawley up 3. However, the gutsy play, Larson on the little out route to Eisman, is exactly what the doctor ordered. Now it'll be Jimmy Salazar, number 12. You can see the cast on the left hand. The freshman who does extra points is going to be kicking off for the Vikings because Trayvon Benson has been out of this game ever since the third quarter when he went down with a non-contact injury. You can see Benson now on the sideline with tape all over his right knee, as it looks like a fair catch was called for by number 18, Wyatt Jetvig. But Trayvon Benson is walking onto this field, and what might be his last game is deciding to give it a roll. He is limping onto the field right now, tape all over that right knee, tape over both of his ankles from pregame wraps. He is just more machine than man right now, trying to make things happen for the Vikings. He ends up here on the right side of the defense. Noah Nelson tries to extend the lead for Hawley. Liam Peterson drugged down by Jack Bergquist after just a short gain of a couple. That's another senior for the Vikings who could be facing their last game if they are unable to get the victory here today. Gain of a couple here. Now it is 2nd and actually just about a gain of 1. 2nd and 9 now. They mark it on the 38-yard line. A long, methodical Hawley drive that could end in a score might be the nail in the coffin. Liam Peterson has space now to the left side. He's got tons of room to run across midfield, falling down to about the 45. Good to see Liam Peterson back in this game after he went down in the second quarter with a little bit of a jarring hit to his head. It looked like he cleared any kind of concussion protocol, any kind of concussion screening. It's exciting to see him back, and he makes a big play there, had all kinds of space to the left side. Brings up 1st and 10 again for the Hawley Nuggets. Lelm in motion. Nelson keeps it. Nice tackle in the backfield. That was Bricker Haugrud, the sophomore, making a huge play. That's going to be a loss of 3. Wow, Haugrud kind of punched in there as well at the football. Noah Nelson still holding it in a quarterback, you could kind of say a little quarterback clasp there instead of tucking it. And nice strong hands by Noah Nelson to keep that ball in his hands. Bringing up just 2nd down and 13. Vikings with a big play there. Kind of feeling like this might be one of those sets of chains to make a play. Escobar trying to put pressure on Nelson. Now Nelson scoots out to the left side. He has space, moves the chains, outruns a few Vikings backers and out of bounds. Finally forced out by Ethan Eisman. But man, we've seen Nelson do that a few times today, experiencing pressure from the edges, stepping up in the pocket, having some space, outrunning some Vikings defenders, making plays with his legs today as well as his arm. Four receivers, 2 left, 2 right. Peterson to his right. Noah Nelson takes a snap. Back to pass, straight drop. They're going to set up a screen to Peterson. It was snuffed out by Channing Russman there as he knocks it down. and he hobbles gingerly back. The old men, seniors, all dealing with ailments. Rustman keeled over there for a moment, hands on his knees. Looking next to his other hobbled senior, Jack Kapinga, realizing there's 8 minutes left in their career if they cannot beat these Hawley Nuggets. Same formation. Nelson going to hand it off to Peterson. No, he's going to keep it here on the left side. Peterson gives him a block. And nice run there for about 7 or 8. They're going to mark him out at the 25-yard line. That's a gain of about 6, bringing up 3rd and 4. You go back to the Vikings defense. They had it 3rd and 25. They had the Nuggets on the Vikings 25. It looked like the Vikings were going to get a stop as the Nuggets have backed themselves up with penalties, but Nelson was making all kinds of plays, found Lelm in the end zone, and now the Nuggets are in firm control here. Liam Peterson running forward for a yard, make it 4th and 3 now. Trayvon Benson on the tackle, and Benson, after that tackle here, looks like he's going to get subbed out. He tried it. He had the tape on his knee, but he said, no, I don't think I can do this. He's walking back to the sideline. Valiant kind of play from Benson. Got a tackle there. Just looks like his body says enough is enough. And going in for him is Lucas Verdorn, the other senior on the defensive end. Nelson keeps it here to the left side. He is bottled up here short of the line to gain. That was Edwin Escobar there, and what seems like a short. Wow, that seemed like so. I don't know why no one's cheering right now. This is like such a hype moment for Pelican Rapids. They stopped everyone short. It was 4th and 4. Hawley got 3. I believe Pelican Rapids will have it first and goal here. Well, now the chain gang comes out, so I guess maybe everyone's just in suspense right now. It feels like everyone's just quiet. It's short, and now everyone erupts in applause here as Pelican Rapids faithful on their feet. Short of the line to gain. First and 10, Pelican Rapids come up with a huge turnover on downs. So Grady Larson and the Vikings offense will look to now maybe take the lead. 7 minutes and 42 to go in the 4th quarter. It just seemed like when Nelson drove forward towards the line to gain, it looked like there was no chance of him making it there. It really just seemed like he was a full yard short, so I was even surprised to see the measurement. And they did measure it. He was short. Jack Kapinga has space to the right side. Burst forward for a nice gasher of 14. And the energy builds here on the bleachers. That was a gain of about 13. To the 35. Clock continues to run. There's plenty of time left. Both teams might get a couple more possessions before the end of this game. Larson one more time will hand off Kapinga. Kapinga gets spun around and down in the backfield after Jack Ames met him along with Levi Lelm. Also in the mix there, 56 Kosmatka. Loss of 2. 2nd and 12. Larson takes a snap. No Trayvon Benson in here, likely for the rest of the game. Finding Torres over the middle of the field. He gains a few up to the 38. That's a gain of about 5. That's going to bring up make it a gain of 6. It'll be 3rd and 6. As the bleachers continue to rumble here, Hawley faithful, pattering the steel bleachers here on Chauncey Martin Field. Larson back to pass, trying to find McLean Hovland. He snatches it over the middle of the field, falls across midfield right on top of the Viking head down to the 49-yard line. Big play. The substitute receiver coming in for Trayvon Benson shows up in a huge way for the Vikings right there. They needed 6. They got about 11. And there's a stoppage here now. As now the officials, it looks like they didn't quite stop the clock. They should stop the clock with moving the chains, and I believe that they're going to ask to update the clock to a certain time. Yeah, Coach Beachy has radio controls up to the press box. They're going to try and put a new time up there. Instead of 6:02, we'll see what the clock is now as the officials try and get the clock right. 6:11. They're going to put 9 seconds back, and then I believe they're going to wind it here once everything's set and squared away. They hit it, and he says wind it. 6:10 now and 6:09. Plenty of time, but every second counts for whoever's behind, and it's the Vikings right now. Grady Larson, play fake, trying to find, Ethan Eisman skying over across the 30. Almost made a star-studded catch, but it goes incomplete, out of bounds. Wow, what an attempt there. Throw by Larson. Only person who could have had a chance to catch that was Eisman on 1st and 10. Falls incomplete. 2nd and 10 now at midfield. Larson hands off. Jack Kapinga here moving, pushing the pile. The Vikings continue to move. He's falling across the 45. What a gritty run there for about 5 down to the 44-yard line. Will bring up 3rd and 5. Big spot, clearly 4-down territory for the Vikings. See if they can't move the chains here and not bring up a 4th down. That would make everyone a little less stressed. Larson took the snap in midfield, throwing it over the middle, hitting the ground. All of a sudden, I just saw no one else holding the football, but it must have bounced off the ground perfectly back up into his hands. And that'll bring up 4th down, an incompletion. Ball's placed on the 44. Vikings need to get to Hawley's 39 for a 1st down. The winner of this game going to the Fargo Dome on Friday night to face the Barnesville Trojans. The Trojans are up 46 on Hawley. No doubt they'll be the ones waiting this winning team here today. Larson has all kinds of time on 4th down. Decides to go deep, Channing Russman, and he just sails it long there. Russman had room on the left side, and Larson just got a little too excited there, tossed it over his head, and that will be a turnover on downs. Hawley only sent 3 guys in pressure. Good protection by the offensive line. Larson had all kinds of time, but really nowhere to go. He couldn't try and run for it. I think Hawley had every angle snuffed out, or he probably could not have moved the chains with his legs. So it seemed like the only thing open was deep to Russman. He had a spot. Would have been a great throw, but just overshot him. So Nuggets trying to play closer here. Liam Peterson takes the handoff. It is Levi Lelm taking the handoff with space out here. Spinning back, breaking another tackle. Continuing on his feet. Touchdown, Hawley Nuggets. As the clock eclipses 5 minutes, Levi Lelm makes for a 9-point game now. Wow, huge play there. As looks like Trayvon Benson made it back in defensively, but could not make it happen here. And it looks like the far side of the field, he's once again getting carried off. So even just surprised to see Benson willing to try and push it more and more here. But I imagine his day is done. Lelm basically trying to call game here, and he did on the far side, spinning away out of one tackle, stiff-arming another tackle. as Hawley faithful and Pelican faithful alike giving applause to Trayvon Benson making it off the field. (29-20). Lamonto trying to make it 30-20. Vikings are going to have 5 minutes to work with, but they need 2 scores. Tough mountain to climb here. Lamonto's kick high and over the middle. It's good. Lamonto's been 4 for 4. Importantly so, making this a 10-point game instead of potentially a 6-point game. So really, really exceptional kicking here from, I believe, the freshman Lamonto. Putting the Nuggets up by 4. If you're just joining us here, that was another running touchdown by Levi Lelm. He has 2 in this game. The other 2 touchdowns for Hawley coming in a Noah Nelson to Levi Lelm passing touchdown, as well as a pick-6 return touchdown by Charlie Steer back in the first half. For the Vikings, they have 3 scores. If you're wondering why the Nuggets have 30 and not 28, it's because the Vikings gave up a safety early in the second half as well on a high snap, actually. It was a 4th down punting situation, and the Vikings threw it over the head of Grady Larson, making it a free 2 points for the Nuggets as well. So all that is enough to make it a 2-score game instead of a 1-score game as Jack Kapinga catches this in stride, trying to make something happen here. Number 9 pushes ahead down to the 40-yard line. All kinds of urgency from the Vikings as they need it. 4 minutes and 53 seconds to go in this football game. They're down 10. Vikings 3 scores, and this one has come from Jack Kapinga. 6 nice run up the middle in the first quarter. Channing Russman in the second quarter catching a screen pass, going for 50. And then thirdly, Larson to Ethan Eisman just recently on their last drive, making it a 1-score game. But now giving up a touchdown to the Nuggets as well. Nullifies that. The Vikings have to do it again, and they have to do it quicker. Larson to the left side, trying to find Eisman. He does. Just steps out of bounds quickly. Forced out of bounds there by Mark Schauer. Smart play, Eisman. As a sophomore, I'm sure he wanted to make a bigger play even so. I mean, that was a huge gasher for 25 yards. Smartly just steps out of bounds. Saves the Vikings 30 seconds. That's precious time on that clock at this stage of the game. Larson back to pass. Going to look for Eisman again. No, this time Torres. And really tight window there in coverage, Liam Peterson. But quick, decisive decisions from Larson, and if it's an incompletion, it's not the end of the world. It doesn't run much time off the clock. So I imagine the Vikings will be staying in the air the rest of this game. Either an incompletion or a big gainer is the goal. The thing the Vikings cannot have right now is a sack. As they send Jack Ames up the middle, Larson is going to throw a pick here. Caught by Zach Liebach, and a lot of that was due to the pressure put on by Jack Ames. Rushing up the middle, flushing Larson out. Larson understanding he could not afford a sack, tried to make something happen and floated it to Zach Liebach, and that certainly takes a lot of air out of the sails of these Vikings here. As the Hawley offense will trot out here once again. Vikings went 6-1 in the regular season, did not lose at home, so this is the first time they have their backs up against the wall here at Chauncey Martin Field. As a nice run there by Liam Peterson is good for about 6. That's all you need to do if you're the Hawley Nuggets. You need about 3 first downs and keep it on the ground, and there's nothing the Vikings can do here. With 2 scores, you can kind of see the body language of this Vikings defense understanding that this is now just a matter of time here. And now there's a stoppage for an injury. Looks like Jack Ames. And now there's a stoppage for an injury. Looks like Jack Ames standing in the huddle, then just went down. Took a seat here. I don't know what happened if he didn't expect a little bit. Maybe he's experiencing a cramp of some kind. Looks like he's pointing at his lower left leg, maybe in the knee area here. So the last thing you just want to see is talented players like Jack Ames, who's going to continue his career at the University of North Dakota Fighting Hawks. Don't want to see him go down with an injury. The Nuggets are definitely going to need him if they want to give Barnesville a scare up in the Fargo Dome on Friday night. Now, it's not impossible. Pelican Rapids still with a chance here, but it is 1st and 10. Clock will continue to run after the stoppage here, and no one else is going to let that clock run. 10 seconds on the play clock now. He'll hand it off here to Levi Lelm, left side. He's stopped in the backfield there by Lucas Verdorn. Further. Nelson takes a snap. He's going to keep it. Left side has space. All kinds of space here. Getting across the original line of scrimmage. Down in. So the Vikings certainly a long shot to win this football game, but this is their one chance. If they got a chance at it to make things interesting, Ichi laying his timeouts down on this set of chains. Peterson runs through a Viking defender, but he gets drugged down right there. It looked like Jack Bergquist. We'll say who comes out of the pile here. Actually, no, it's Channing Russman who's going to walk with the tackle. Right now, tell Moot if they can get a first down on this play. If they get a first down on this play, it's all but over. And Hawley's punched a ticket. They're not going to go for it here. They're going to look to punt it, it looks like. Zach Liebach back in punt formation. Lincoln Midthune in motion. They kick it. Over here to the left side, fair catch made by Ethan Eisman at the 20-yard line. So Vikings are going to take over here. Just under 3 minutes to play with. They'll get one more shot. A back and forth game set. The clock stops momentarily, then continues to wind once everything is set. So the jarring about the clock is at an all-time high down here in the bleachers, but 2:32, the clock is stopped after the incompletion. Set backfield, looking for somebody, has all kinds of time, finds Miguel Torres across the middle, first down. They're going to... It probably should have been spotted at the 49, but they're going to put it right at midfield. No worry. Backfield play, Vikings got to move. They're going to go deep over here on the right side, looking for Eisman. No. Wow, what a good-looking pass there. Just a little too much for Eisman. It was skanking coverage on the far side. But that would have been the type of play the Vikings would need here. Regardless, they're going to need an onside kick, but the quicker they can score, the better to give themselves a couple shots. One thing that is true about that play is Eisman's still jogging back, and there's just 17 seconds on the play clock. So the Vikings have to work quickly here. Tired Eisman, they do reset. They give them 25 seconds more here, as it took a long time to get that ball set. But once again, over the middle here, Ames. They try to throw it to Russman. incomplete. Now it's 4th down, I believe. The chain, oh no, that's right. It was just after Torres got that first down on the 50. That first down play was Eisman deep. So it is 3rd and 10 now. Once again, Jack Ames came up the middle untouched to put pressure on Larson. We'll see if they continue to bring Ames in a little bit of pressure here. Vikings have not been able to deal with it when the pressure comes. It's when it looks like Ames is creeping up once again. In motion. Ames falls down. Larson. Tough ball. So that gank. And now a flag flies in here. If it's like an unsportsmanlike or a sideline thing. Might be, there was a sideline warning earlier in the game, and then the Nuggets